Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing the Koenigsegg Regera in multiplayer in Forza Horizon 4. About a week ago I made a video about the Bugatti Chiron in Forza Horizon 4, and you guys seemed to really like it, so I decided to make a video about the other king of Asphalt 9, the Regera. Now, Dirty Rider, the same guy who made the Bugatti Chiron decal, like the Asphalt 9 one, also made one for this car, and yeah, he actually commented on my previous video, so thank you for making these. They look very good. Now I'll show you the tune I'm using, which was made by Atax Johnston. His YouTube channel is Johnson Racing, and you should definitely go check him out. Now this is at rank 998 at the very top of S2 class, and it's usually where you want to get most of these super fast cars, because if you go to 999, you get to X class, and you cannot use that in normal multiplayer. So just like we did with the Chiron, let's see how this car's acceleration, handling, and top speed compared to the Asphalt 9 version. So the Asphalt 9 version definitely accelerates faster off the line. However, you will see that the Forza version actually starts catching up in speed, and actually might pass it for a little bit. This might be due to the fact that the Asphalt 9 track is not completely straight. However, this is the straightest one that I could find. In Asphalt 9, the Regera can reach over 270 miles per hour, but with my tune in Forza Horizon 4, I can only reach 269. Of course, that's still extremely good. So now let's get to our first race, and here I was in a private lobby with 3 other people. If you want to join in one of these private lobbies for a video in the future, be sure to join the Purple Team Discord, where I will announce this when I do it again, and also search me up on Xbox. If you follow me there, I can invite you to a team adventure, or you can join the convoy I'm in. So yeah, pretty neat way to race with me in this game if you have the game. So in this race, we've got Son, who was in my Bugatti Chiron video, in his Regera with the exact same decal. We've also got So Crazy Guy in his Regera, and finally we have Shadow Absol in his 1-to-1. So this is a Koenigsegg only race. So there I got bumped out a bit, but do not fear, this car has some comeback ability, and some other people made some mistakes as well. But yeah, let's just say this car has some good comeback ability. But for real though, it is quite fast. It accelerates pretty fast as well, and once you're at a high speed, it grips decently well. It's a little bit understeery, and when you are at low speed, sometimes it does not keep traction very well. This is one car that you really need to have traction control on, otherwise it will literally skid all over the place. In fact, it's so bad in that respect that even if you have traction control on, you can still, when you're starting up from a stop, start spinning the tires a little bit. It's a little weird. I think reducing the horsepower or the torque would help with that. Maybe I will find a tune with better handling and less torque or something to maybe balance it out a bit better. But for now, this tune worked pretty well in the races that were in this video. So we've come in first in this race, with the other people just a few seconds behind. Now, for this next race, we are on the longest, I believe, normal track in the game. It is the Goliath. And it actually took us about 9.5 minutes to complete it in this car. Now you can actually complete it in about 7 minutes with some of the fastest cars around this track in the game. Yeah, it took us about 9.5 minutes in this car, and I'm not going to put the whole race here, because that would be really long, so I'll probably just show a couple minutes of it to let you get a feel for how this track is. So the start is a little bit annoying with a bunch of twists and turns and stuff, but after that, once you get out more on the open road, it is really quite fun. That is, it would be more fun in a car that was actually easier to drive. You see, this car is actually one of the hardest cars in the game to drive in my opinion, and it seems that some other people agree with me on that. Probably not the hardest, but it's certainly not easy. But after doing the Chiron, this seemed like the perfect second choice to start off my Forza multiplayer series. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what cars you would like me to test next. Would you rather me stick with cars that are also in Asphalt 8 or 9 and sort of compare how they drive in between the games, or would you like me to go for more some of the overpowered cars in this game? Like, for example, I have the Bone Shaker, which is a very powerful A-class car. And here in the race is where I make one pretty big mistake. I tried to cut the corner a bit too close and end up spinning a little bit. Thankfully, I was able to keep it under control, but by then, Get Wrecked was quite a bit past us. Did I mention, by the way, that this car was hard to control? I did? Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for your support on the first video in this, and I do plan to continue making Forza Horizon 4 videos once per week, probably on Saturday, sort of replacing my Asphalt 8 videos since I have pretty much quit that game. I announced my retirement a few days ago. So you can expect Forza Horizon 4 once a week, at least for now. Asphalt 9 will still be my main content, because that is what the majority of my subscribers are here for. However, given the overwhelmingly positive response on the Chiron video, it seems like like you guys do want to see this game quite a bit as well. So cutting to the end of the race here, we come in about 15 seconds behind Get Wrecked, but ahead of the other two people. So here we have come in second place. Now prepare for a very close race, one of the closest in Forza that I've done. So guys, let me know if there's any other sorts of Forza videos you would like me to make as well. I plan to do mainly these car reviews like I've done in Asphalt 9, but I could do other things as well, like, I don't know, maybe compilations of something, or top 3 cars for whatever, because if you guys want to see those, maybe I could do them too as well. Oh, and in the recent update to the game, update 8 I think it was, they made it so at the first like 26 to 30 seconds of the race, you can go through people, so there's not any sort of like crazy build-ups at the beginning of a race around the first corner or anything like that, which I think is honestly a very good change and something that I definitely think they should have added. Also, they removed Free Roam Rush from the city and street racing normal multiplayer, but they kept it in the dirt and cross country, which I also think was a very good thing to do. And speaking of new things in the update, there's the Barrett Johnson car pack. Now, because I have the car pass, because I have the deluxe edition of the game, I have that pack, and apparently there's some very good cars within it. Specifically, the Bubble Top Plymouth or something like that, and the Shelby Monaco. Now, the Shelby Monaco is the new fastest accelerating car in the game, at least on the drag strip, and the Plymouth Bubble Top thingy is apparently a very good new A-Class car, sort of like the Bone Shaker. Now, I believe the Shelby Monaco would be best in X-Class, because I don't think it's especially great for S2 class. I just didn't find it to be so, because I've driven it some in multiplayer, and it just seemed average, I suppose. But the good thing about private lobbies is that you can choose to do X-Class races, even while you can't in normal multiplayer. So that is another advantage of doing that. So on that corner there, I didn't slow down quite enough, and thus I hit the wall a bit. Now try not to do what I do here. I was coming up too quickly to the turn, and I rammed his car into the wall. It was on accident, but there are some people in Forza who do it on purpose, and they're very annoying. So yeah, always try to slow down enough so that you don't ram people. And wall riding, which is considered dirty playing in this game for some reason, not entirely sure why, but apparently it will be getting a sort of fix in the next update. Not sure how they're going to do that. But here we are coming down neck and neck with this other Regera. We just managed to pass him before the finish line, and we come in first. That is probably the closest race that I've had so far in Forza Horizon 4. Good game, guys. Now for a multiplayer race, just a normal multiplayer, which takes place at night this time. Now, usually I try to avoid making videos at night in this game, just because you really cannot see a whole lot. But sometimes in multiplayer there are, and I really can't avoid it. Let me know if you guys really mind this or not. But regardless of the time of the day, the Regera seems to do best on the road and street races. You really don't want to take a supercar out on, say, a dirt race, or a cross-country race. And they just really do not do well in free roam at all, because you can be going super fast at 250 miles an hour and then hit a tree and lose it all in an instant. Plus, they don't handle well off-road. And yeah, if you go into a dirt or cross-country, try to pick something like a Jeep Trailcat or something like maybe a Ford F-150 Raptor. I've actually done surprisingly well with the back mono in S2 class for dirt racing. So yeah, there's just a bunch of other car ideas that I could do as well. There's really a whole lot of things I could do in this game. Now, there I spin out a bit, unfortunately, because again, not braking quite enough. Some cars definitely do brake better than this one, and that's really different on every car. Some cars brake better than others, so you've got to keep that into account and remember which cars do brake well and which ones don't. So now it's time for my general review about this car. It is a pretty decent car overall, definitely not the greatest for S2 class, but not the worst either, as you can see in this race and in the other ones. However, it is quite difficult to drive effectively, because really, if you're not careful, you're going to be spinning out a lot more than you would in other cars. So yes, if you get the car, be warned, it'll take several races to get used to it. At least it did for me. It's got good speed, good acceleration, the handling could be a bit better, but it's not too bad either. Basically, it's no king like an Asphalt 9, but it's no slouch either. So we're coming up pretty close to the end of the race now, with a Lamborghini Centenario behind us. Now, funny enough, in this game, the Centenario is actually one of the best S2 class cars, better for S2 actually than the Chiron, so that is something that is definitely a lot different than an Asphalt 9, and here we come in first place. Thank you all for watching, please like the video if you've enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt 9 and Forza Horizon 4 content, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!